Okay, good morning everybody. We're gonna begin today's class. I don't see everyone here, but we have to begin. Good morning, Jamar. Um so let's go ahead and begin. I did not have class with you guys yesterday because I had a prior commitment with another teacher, so I didn't have class with you guys yesterday, but hopefully with today and tomorrow we managed to complete everything that we have to complete, right? Um they're in biology.
Y los maestros toman un montón de tiempo, me de unos.
Okay, Esther. Okay, well, I will not be able to repeat because if I repeat, then we are gonna keep everybody else behind, right? So let's begin today's class, guys. It's November 24th. The introductory activity that I want us to do today, we're gonna be skipping that because I have a lot of things that we have to cover, right? So before I even start with the concept that we're doing today, you guys need to have your notebook, paper, writing utensil, and your calculator with you as we're going along because we will be doing calculations, and I need you guys to have the formulas written down as we move along. All right, so have that with you, and today we're going to be talking about volume. And hopefully, I have enough time today to talk everything about volume. And tomorrow, we're going to be doing surface area. I did not have class with you guys yesterday, but I did ask you guys to work on your learning activity one. And your learning activity one was for you to start on your video. And then this was your assignment for the first assignment, sorry. And in this assignment, you guys were to have created models of the eight shapes. Now, which eight shapes am I talking about? If you guys go into the content for for this week, you guys would have seen that I have the pictures of the eight of them there. You have the sphere, you have four pyramids, and you have three prisms. And those are the eight shapes that you should have done. We are not working with cube, cuboid, um, cone. We are not working with those shapes, only the shapes that were in the content. That's why I said it here in section 1, a model of each of the eight shapes that are mentioned in the concept section. So you have to go either to the PowerPoint or you go to content, week 4 content, and you take a look at what are the shapes that are there. And you have the sphere, you have the four pyramids, and you have three prisms. Those are the eight shapes that I'm talking about, and those are the eight shapes that you should have made your 3D models for. And then once you have your 3D models, you are going to be creating your video on them. So I'm repeating again, your video should have the sphere, should have four pyramids and three prisms. We did not do the cone, we did not do the cube, we did not do the cuboid. That's not in the content for you guys. All right? So the what I put in the chat, those are the ones that should have been included in your video or in the models you make. Now, once you have made them, you have your sphere, your four pyramids, your three prisms, then you are going to be taking um your models and you're going to be doing a video on them. And what you're going to be saying is that okay, you have a triangular base prism. You say the name of it. This is a triangular base prism, or this is a tetrahedron, and you show your model. You don't have to video yourself, you can just video your models and then your hand and whatever, right? But be creative in making a video. and you're gonna state the properties. So the tetrahedron, how many faces does it have, how many edges does it have, and how many vertices does it have. And then you're gonna state a real life representation of it. Where in creation do you see this model being shown? And then that should be your first activity. Any questions with this one? Is it clear?
Clear, miss.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna share this. Okay, you guys can see that. If you do not
Yes.
send your video, I am not grading your activity. If you do not send activity number 1, I do not grade activity number 2.
Miss Jane, in your video, you have to talk about the shape, how
Miss,
many
you already
dots.
graded mine, right?
I have already provided feedback on your one, Herbie, but as I'm explaining, um, the 8 shapes that I asked for are the shapes that are found in the content. So, like for example, in your video, you had shapes that were not in the content for this week. You had other shapes. So what I'm asking, and I want to clarifying, is that the 8 shapes that I'm asking you guys to present on are the shapes that are in the content. So we are only covering the sphere. We're covering the 4 pyramids, and we're covering 3 prisms. So for example, cone was isn't one of them, so you shouldn't have cone in your video. But there are they are stated in the week 4 content. So if you go to Google Classroom and you open week 4 content, or you open this PowerPoint, I have the shapes there. On Monday I showed the shapes, the sphere, the prisms, and the pyramids are there. So those are the shapes that you guys should be presenting on, right? Okay. If there are
So
no,
will I
yes.
leave it like that, or do you want me to change it?
No, that's okay. You are the only one that has sent it. Nobody else has sent it, so I'm pretty sure that nobody else has been working on it. Um, so you can go ahead and leave your one like that. I already gave my comments on your video, and I already returned it to you. Okay. Any other question?
Miss, can you check if I
Miss,
have all the right
Miss,
documents?
Miss,
Yes.
we are just to draw the shapes and do a video um, showing the shapes.
You are to make a model. So if you have a tetrahedron, you are to make the little shape, like the little pyramid looking thing, and that is what you're going to be showing in your video. I don't want the drawing, I'm asking for the model. And that's why I
Miss, on the video, what do you have to do? What have to say in the video, miss?
in the video you are going to be saying, let me see, I don't have anything here that represents that. Okay, if you have a sphere, I don't have anything here. If you say, okay, this is a sphere, and you made your little circle, or you got a little ball that represents a sphere, you're gonna show, okay, this is a sphere. It has so many faces, it has so many edges, it has so many vertices. Um, and the real life representation of it would be a volleyball. That's what you have to say for each shape, and you show your model.
Miss Kanuru, which are the shapes we need to the
Let me
selected shapes?
let me show that so everybody has that clear. Um. Okay. Okay, and then Imer, you can check if then these are the ones that you have, right? So this is the content. This is what I have posted in Google Classroom. The first one is the sphere. And then you have these 4 pyramids: a square base pyramid, a triangular base pyramid, a hexagonal pyramid, and a pentagonal pyramid. Now, the square base pyramid has to have 4 sides at the bottom. The triangular pyramid is 3 sides at the bottom. The hexagonal prism is 6 sides at the bottom, and the pentagonal prism is 5 sides at the bottom. So these are the four pyramids. So 4 pyramids, 1 sphere, that's already 5 shapes. Then you guys should have your prisms. A square prism or a cuboid, if you want to call it a cuboid, but it's a square prism or a rectangular prism, a triangular prism, and a pentagonal prism. These are the 8 shapes that I'm talking about that you should have in your video. And you don't have to make it. If you can find something in your house or something like that that represents it,
Excuse me,
um,
miss. Excuse me, miss.
yes,
We should have the 8 of them.
yes, the 8 of them.
Who estimated 8 months? Told me.
That's why I told you guys yesterday, work on your shapes, work on your video when I posted the announcement. I want to send you guys a WhatsApp message because, sorry, it will take time for you to make them.
Yes, I already have the sphere. I have the cylinder, the cone.
Okay, and you see, I'm not asking for the cylinder nor the cone because those are not in the concepts that you guys should be working on. Let me see. Have I'll make this easier for you because I only had one person send the video and I'm not asking that person to redo it because they already sent it to me yesterday. Choose 4 of them only out of the 8. Choose 4 of them. And then you do your video on those 4 of them. Because the easiest ones to make would be the square prism, which is the cuboid, and the sphere. You can get a little ball at your house and then that represents the sphere. And then the other ones would take you time. For example, the hexagonal and the pentagonal prism, those will be the most difficult to make. Um, so choose 4 of them. You do your video on the 4 of them and you send that video to me. Is that more feasible for you guys to do?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay, and I'm giving you the liberty of doing any 4 that you want to choose on. Any 4 of them would work. Once it's these out of these 8, please don't do something else that is not here, right? Choose 4 out of these 8. Okay, so does that clarify activity number 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then now going back to the concept for today. We're talking about volume today. I had asked you guys to get your calculators, a scientific calculator preferably. You could have downloaded an app on your phone or wherever on your device, and then that could work. Now, we are going to be talking about volume. Now, why are we not doing all of the shapes when it comes to volume? Um, I am not sure if you guys did it in first form. I don't remember if you guys did volume and all of those things. But volume is done one portion in first form, one portion in second form, one portion in third form. With the new curriculum that was taken out. So we are following the new curriculum. So more than likely there will be shapes that you guys will not cover because you guys have already done first and second form and now you're in third form and new curriculum is being put in place. So the cone and the cylinder is done in second form, and then the cube and the cuboid is done in first form. So that's how it is broken down. And then you guys in third form work with prisms and pyramids, which is a little bit more complex. But before we even go into those things, I would like for us to understand what is volume. And I'm pretty sure you guys already have an idea of when they tell you guys to find volume, you know what you're supposed to be doing. But in simple terms, layman terms, volume is the space inside of a 3 dimensional shape. And when we talk about a 3 dimensional shape, it's cubes, cuboids, which are prisms. We talk about cylinders, cones, spheres, pyramids, and prisms. And all of these things are 3D shapes. And I decided to use an example with cubes and cuboids, and it's a word problem because your activities for this week is word problem. And you have to be able to analyze a question to be able to solve it. And this question is very straightforward. It says determine how many purple packages and green packages will fit into the white storage bin. You have a white storage bin, you have the dimensions of the purple package, and you have the dimensions of the green package. Just by looking at this question and listening to what it's asking you to do, what do you have to do? If they give you a box and tell you, find out how many of these small ones fit into this one, what is the steps that you would have to do for this question?
Means you have to find the area of these small ones.
Not the area. What
The
are we?
volume.
The volume, very good. You have to find the volume of the big box, and you have to find the volume of whatever you want to put inside of that box. And when you have the two answers, what would you do after that?
Dividends.
You would divide. Very good. So you have your calculators, and I want you guys to find the volume of these three boxes. The volume formula for volume is equal to length times width times height. And you have the length, you have the width, and you have the height. I want you guys to put the or to find in your calculator the volume for these three of them. So all you have to do is multiply those numbers. And in the chat, I would like you guys to send what is the volume of the white box, what is the volume of the purple box, and what is the volume of the green box. So go ahead and do that quickly on your calculators with your calculators. Only the volume, right? Only the volume we're working at right now. I see one answer in the chat. Okay, so I see Edmund has it. All of you should be working with it, guys. It's easy. Put it in your calculator. 12 times 8 times 24. Put your answer. 6 times 4 times 24. Put your answer. 8 times 4 times 3 and you put your answer. That's what you should be doing. Everybody should be doing it in your calculators. I see your answer for the white box is 2,304. The number is correct, but if that would be your answer for me, it would be wrong. Why is it wrong?
Tiene
Units.
de los meters y de los units.
Your unit should be meters, but it's not only that, we are working with volume.
Miss, is that the work for activity two?
No, it's not. This is a practice question because if we go directly to activity 2, you will not understand what you'll do. I need you guys to understand this first before we go into that. Okay, when we're working with perimeter and you have to find the perimeter of a shape, your answer is meters, right? Centimeters, feet, yards, it's that. When you're working with area, what is different from your answer from perimeter and area?
Cubic and square, miss.
Which one is square?
Um, Area,
Cubic.
Miss.
Area is squared. Now, what is cubic?
The 3D figures, Miss.
The 3D
The
shape.
perimeter.
So the volume is cubic. So all of your answers should be, let me
Cubic.
should be cubic. Very good. So when Edmond sent his answer, he should have sent 2,304 cubic meters, 556 cubic meters, 96 cubic meters. All of your answers, all of them, when you're sending me in this worksheet for this week, should have your units and should tell me, is it cubic or is it square? So when you have a question that talks about volume, all of your answers should have the m or whatever unit to the power of 3. Or if you want to write it out, you say cubic meters, cubic feet, cubic centimeters, cubic yards, all of this. But it has to have the cubic or the power of 3. Everybody has that clear?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. So the answer for the white box should be 2,304 cubic meters. The answer for the purple box should be 24 times 6 times 4, 576 cubic meters. And then the answer for the green box should be 8 times 3 times 4, 96 cubic meters. Now, we're not gonna finish with the problem because I just wanted you guys to practice with the volume. But for you to be able to solve this question, you are going to take the 2,304, you're going to divide it by the 576, and that's going to give you one answer. Then you're going to take the 2,304 and you're going to divide it by the 96, and that's going to give you the other answer that is being asked for in this question. All right? So, looking at the volume, the ones that we actually have to work with, the volume of a sphere, and please write this somewhere on your notebooks, somewhere, somewhere, write the formula. Volume of a sphere is equal to 4 thirds pi r cubic. Write it down because we're gonna go to the Jamboard right now and we're gonna practice a question. Everybody has it?
Yes, Miss.
Oh, we know.
Yes, Miss.
So now, okay, can you guys see the Jamboard?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. So I have the formula for volume, 4 thirds pi r cubic. Now we have to be able to identify each of the things that the formula is giving us. And the formula is never going to change. So wherever you see a question that has volume of a sphere, this is the formula that you're using. So the 4 thirds will remain there. That does not change. It is part of the formula. Multiplied by pi. What is pi?
142.
3.14, Miss.
3.142. This is the one that you guys have to use. 3.142. More exact.
That is the activity to Miss.
No, this is not the activity two. It's practice. Now, what is the radius?
42, Miss.
Nope.
32.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
21, Miss.
21. Very good. 21 to the power of 3. Now, 4 thirds times 3.142 times what is 21 to the power of 3? Calculators. You can't do it in your head. Use a calculator.
63.
161, Miss.
9,261.
Repeat again, Jerome.
9,261.
9,261. Somebody else got that answer as well?
Me, miss.
Okay. When we have 21 to the power of 3, it is 21 times 21 times 21. It is not 21 times 3. You have to be very careful and understand the difference when you have powers. So now I want you guys to multiply all of this and give me the answer. Everybody multiply that. Put that in your calculator. 4 over 3 times 3.142 times 9,261. And you give your answer. Jamar, I did not hear you clearly.
Miss, 38,007 and
797 is point 14 460.
Okay, send it to the chat because I'm hearing you guys broken. I didn't get it clearly. Okay, I see. I see 38,797 point, is it 0.416 or 0.46?
416, miss.
416. Okay. Units?
Centimeters cubic.
Centimeters to the power of 3. And there you go. Any questions?
No, miss.
No. Good. Okay. And this is the one we just did. Next formulas. Triangular prism. This is the formula, the one that is yellow. Square pyramid. This is the formula, the one in yellow. Kindly write them down very quickly. The one in yellow. Everybody has that?
yes, miss.
Okay. What is the formula for volume of a tetrahedron? Somebody read it. Guys, you just wrote the formula. Somebody give me the formula.
Volume equal 1 over 3 base height, miss.
No, that's not the formula. I said the one in yellow.
Miss, 1 over 6.
1 over
PH.
6
6.
B H
H.
H. Okay, now we need to understand what does this mean. And we can use our diagram that I have right here. The 4, what is the 4 going to be? B, capital H, or H?
Height.
Okay, and what letter is used to represent height?
H.
Capital H or small h?
Small h, miss.
Small h, very good. What is the 3?
The base, miss.
Okay, the base. And what is the other 3?
The other H.
What does the other H represent?
Capital H.
What does that other H represent? The other H, this one over here, is also the height, but of the base. Hmm. The height of the base. Alright, so that's why you give it a capital H. Now, if I have that information, I can go ahead and substitute 1 6 times 3 times 3 times 4. What does that give you?
6s.
6, very good. 6 and then millimeters cubic. Questions?
No,
Okay.
miss.
I am going to go because I had all of the other ones. This one right here. This is the word problem that is found in the activity number 2. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is question number 5. If I'm not mistaken, it is question number 5, right? So this is the question, and then choose this one for this topic because this one talks about volume of a globe. Now, what is a globe? What 3D shape does a globe represent?
Sphere.
A sphere. Very good. What is the formula for finding volume of a sphere?
Miss for turn
4 thirds, okay.
times pi
Times
times radius is
pi radius squared
cubic miss.
cubic. Good. Okay, so now let's substitute. We have volume 4 thirds times pi 3.142 times what is the radius?
5, miss.
10
10.
inches.
The question says the globe of the moon has a radius of 10 inches. It tells you
10
radius
inches.
is 10. Okay, 4 thirds times 3.142 times what is 10 to the third power?
1000 is 18.
10
A
times
thousand, miss.
10 times 10 gives you 1,000. I multiply that and give me the answer. Round it off to the nearest whole number.
Four thousand one hundred and eight minus.
4,189. Is that what you said?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So I have two persons with that answer. Anybody else got that answer?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay, very good. And then you make sure to include your units, inches, cube. Yes?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Let's see. This other question talks about, okay, I have this one here. I have the formulas in the PowerPoint. I'm looking at the time. Okay. So the one that I have, the other question that I showed, the one that has the two pyramids, one of them, let me go back to that one. Um, and let me zoom it. Okay, so this is it. I'm not sure what number it is, but it is the last question in the worksheet, and it talks about volume of these pyramids. What kind of pyramid is A? Take a look at it. What kind of pyramid?
Pentagonal.
Pentagonal pyramid.
Pentagonal. Very good. Because this one has five sides. What about the other one?
Hexagonal, miss.
Hexagonal because it has six sides. Okay, very good. So now when we come to the to the PowerPoint and you guys can take a look at it, I have the formulas right here. Right? We don't have time to do this. So what I would like you guys to do today is to find the volume of the one with five sides, and this is the formula that you're gonna use. And you find the volume of the one that has six sides, and this is the formula that you're gonna use. And it has what H, A, and S is. So guide yourself with this one and guide yourself with the diagram of the other one. Tomorrow when we meet for class, this is going to be our introductory activity. We're going to review the answers of this one, and we're going to move to surface area because most of the word problems are surface area. These are the only two questions that talk about volume, right? Is that okay? Everybody understands what you have to do?
Yes,
Okay, good. Okay, so that will be today's class, guys. Please work on your activity number one. It is four shapes only. Those of you that are packaged, I'm going to send those instructions right now as our class finishes so that you guys also have the same assignment to do. Right? And that,
Miss,
yes. Yes, Eimer, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, Miss, but I was asking a question, Miss. Um, you say that cone is one of the ones that we should be doing, right, Miss?
Mm-hmm.
And is cubic one, Miss? I mean,
The,
cuboid.
yes, the cuboid is the square prism. So the cuboid can work.
Okay, Miss.
Okay. So that will be it for today's class. You guys are free to leave. Enjoy the rest of the day. Please be prepared for your class tomorrow. If you don't have a scientific calculator, get one. Okay?
Tomorrow we start
Bye, miss.
using.
Tomorrow we're working with the other questions of the package. I mean of activity number 2.
Bye, miss.
Bye.